All right. It's another Sunday. Another Sunday. Sorry, last Sunday I was feeling a little bit under the weather. You know what I'm saying? I still feel a little under the weather, but I had to come back and do this for y'all because y'all know that Sundays at 7 Kicking It with Kachi is giving y'all the lowdown, throwdown on all the people that are really shaking up the industry right now. And today we have a very important person, another important person, in addition to the important people that we've been having important conversations with about the important work that they've been doing, right? So I already see that our guy is in here. Send him a wave. Let's just get him in here. Let's get him in here so we can get this interview started. All right. All right. What is going on? What is going on? What's going on?
How are you?
I'm doing all right. How's your Sunday going, man?
Chilling. It's getting a little cold here in Georgia.
You out in Georgia right now?
Yeah.
Sheesh. I'm on the other side of the country from you. I'm in Vermont. So
Oh, for real?
I wish I was as cold as you guys right now. We're freezing up here right now.
Yeah, I mean, it's about 50 here, but that's cold for in the South.
I mean, yeah, you bounced back from like Georgia and LA, so you don't really be
Yeah.
messing with the cold for real.
Uh,
But as people are getting into it, just want to make sure you having a good Sunday, right? You just been
oh,
chilling.
yeah.
Hope you're not
Having a
working too
great
much
Sunday.
today.
Great Sunday.
All right, cool.
Another day
So,
living.
welcome to everybody that's coming into the live, and also welcome to the people that are going to be watching this interview later when we post to the page later to another episode of Kicking It with Kachi, where every Sunday at 7 p.m. Eastern Time, we highlight an individual that's really taking the industry by storm, whether it be an artist, entrepreneur, or really just an independent dope person that's, doing their thing. And today we have the honor, distinguished, and pleasure of interviewing CMXGEE, right? So thank you so much for coming on here and talking with us, man.
Thank you.
Next time I was telling people I gotta have like a funk flex bomb thing every time
Yeah.
I talk to people. You know what I'm saying? I gotta have like a boom 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 boom.
Yeah.
So for people who come into the live that are gonna be watching this later, like give us like your background. Like where did CMXG come from? Where's the story behind that?
So the name come from, so my real name is Colby McGee.
Mm-hmm.
So the kind of the mix between the two, the C
Right.
from my first name and then MXG just from my last name. So that's kind of where the name came from that I came up with. And I came up with that probably 3-4 years ago.
Okay. Is that when you started deciding to take music more seriously?
I'd say more seriously about 2.5 years ago, but I've been doing it since I was 14 and I'm 20 now.
So then what sort of have been doing it from going from the passion, what made you sort of like think that you could say, hey, this is something I want to do more long term, or honestly more than just for fun, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So repeat the question again one more time.
So when did you sort of have that switch to say, yo, I want to take this more seriously rather than it just being sort of like a hobby and making music?
Okay, yeah. So I think it was more of I was realizing I was graduating high school, so it was like, okay, I'm about to go to college and kind of like figure out what I want to do, and like I just
Right.
for it. So I was just like, I just got to go for it.
Right.
Years, I just pretty much dropped everything, not everything, but like a bunch of people around me, just kept my circle small, the ones who really like cared about it.
Right.
And I just ran with it.
And you're not really from a major known part in Atlanta, right? So how did you sort of get your music out there, connect with other individuals to push your music, market your music? Because when people think of like Georgia, they think of like Atlanta, Gwinnett
Yeah.
County, that's where the music is. But even for, coming from New York, we have people from Buffalo, Rochester, right? Not New York City, but still in the state making connections. So how did you sort of come out of your community and then try to push your music outwards? What sort of outlets did you use?
So what I did was just really Instagram and just posting a lot, but a lot of the music that I posted like back in the day, I deleted it.
Okay.
So what's posted now is kind of more recent, but that's really just posting and just reaching out to different people, working with different people. Pretty much I never turned down anything when it came to like working with people.
Right.
Like through Discord or anything. Like if I was in a group and somebody wanted to like collab on something, like I just went with it, no charge, no nothing, just working with a bunch of people.
Right.
And further and further.
So then you talked about like deleting music before that you've earlier worked on. What led to that decision of sort of saying, hey, I don't want this to be out there as a body of my work currently at where I am in my career? What sort of led to that decision to delete music and then sort of revamp your brand?
So, and I still feel like every time I record, like I get better and I evolve
Right, right,
something newer and what the finished product is. But kind of when I was first making music, it's like a whole different vibe than what I'm like on now. Not a whole different vibe, but just a bunch of change since I was younger compared to now. Like I had a
right,
more high pitched voice back then than I do now, so
right.
it's a
Of course.
little bit different there. Um, and just quality in general. I mean, I built a home studio and just been recording it every day.
Nice,
Much
nice, nice.
getting better and better.
That's good. So, do you feel like now that where you are currently having your home studio, sorry, and sort of working on your craft a little bit more, working on your sound, that this music now is a little bit more of where you want CMXG's journey to start, essentially?
Okay, so say it one more time.
Is
You
this
were
music
skipping
that
around.
you're kind? Is this music that you have out right now? Do you feel like this is more indicative of where you want your journey to start as CMXG, the artist?
Yes, 100%,
Really?
100%.
Okay,
I
okay.
got a good team behind me now, very good, and I feel like this is a very good starting point for going
Right,
forward.
right. So then, how did you sort of develop your style? Because you kind of have this side. I feel like you have two sides to. You know, you
Mhm.
have the emo rager. You know, really, I think mosh pit headbanger
Yeah.
type music. But then you also have the real rainy, sad boy.
hmm
You know, emotional, melodic music, right? So, how did you sort of develop those sounds and kind of find yourself in that type of
So
music?
basically, just every time I went to go record, I kind of had like a vision before going in. Like I knew the vibe that I was going to be on before I went
Right,
in.
right,
Whether, however, that day went or the day before, maybe something happened, and that if something was upbeat, if I had like a good day, then I was going in going to make something hype and upbeat. But if I wasn't really having a good day or like the day before something happened, just on the sad vibes.
right, 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 right.
Yeah.
And you know, like looking at like you go on your TikTok, you have videos of saying, "Oh, I make music no one listens to," or things like that. Is that sort of also play into like the branding and marketing of saying like, "Hey, I'm saying that people are not listening to my music, but then the music is playing to make people listen to the music." Does that sort of play? Do you have other sort of marketing or think marketing is a real big factor of how you get your music out?
Yeah, I mean, TikTok's very good just because, like what you said, just people can just listen to it as soon as they land on your page or land on the video
Right, right,
for you.
right,
Um, but yeah, just really just pushing it to different, no matter who it is. I mean, don't be like annoying with it and like send it in people's DMs. I wasn't
right, right, right.
like that, like pushy with it, but just posting it to where it's public and anybody can come across it, and whenever they hear it, they're either gonna like it and dislike it, and if they dislike it, then they'll just keep moving. But if they
Right,
like it,
right.
then there you go, you have a new fan.
And do you feel like it's those sort of things is equally as important, right? Like as if they always say any sort of publicity is good publicity, right?
Mm,
Whether they
yeah.
like it or they don't like it, you know, I mean, there are certain artists out now that have songs that people necessarily don't like, but
Mhm.
it's the biggest song out there right now because of equally how much people like it and don't like it. So,
Right.
you know, that's a really big thing, as you said. So, kind of getting now into like building your team, how did that sort of come into be? How did you choose your team, connect with these individuals, and even say, okay, sitting down with these people to create a vision?
Yeah. So I before my manager now, I had a look like not really a management, but it was more of like a friend management. There was no kind of
Right,
like,
right, right.
so that kind of fell through. I was, always trying to work. He was more on the lazy side, but I just reached out to Dominic, my manager now. I reached out to him and said that I was looking for more management, and we kind of worked out something. And he's been doing a lot of stuff for me, like a lot of good stuff. It's
Right, right.
a lot of good things on the way.
That's good. And I was gonna ask actually, like, what sort of things are you most excited about doing now that you have a full team behind you? Before it was just you, right? Doing the
Yeah, right.
music, product. You also are a producer as well. You produce your own music,
Yeah.
produce your own beats. Like, now that you have individuals to help you with your vision, what sort of things are you excited to work on?
A lot of things is one of the main things is connections that I couldn't get just by myself. You know what I mean?
Right.
Always that extra help, and it's always very good with that. So that's one of the main things. One thing that I am looking forward to is a Dom Corleo feature.
Ah,
Very soon.
hey, congratulations.
Thank you. It's coming very soon. Very soon.
Congratulations. Congratulations. Is
Thank you.
there is there music videos coming out in the work? Are there gonna be an EP, albums, maybe?
Oh yeah, there's going to be a project. We're working on the project now. I don't know, we don't know a name yet, but there is one being made. Um, let's see. There's 2 videos. We got 2 videos with Anton
Nice.
Fell. He's worked with a lot of good people. He's very nice, very easy to work with. But yeah, those 2 videos that feature, and then the project is going to
Nice.
be crazy.
Nice. And how does it sort of like, what is your experience in kind of going from, like you said, coming from high school and making that plunge to say, you know what, I want to make music professionally, right? How does it feel now to sort of be on the cusp of working on all these big projects, working on all these great names?
Yeah, it's I kind of look back and I look at it as like every year or even like every month I look at it as getting better, moving a step closer to like the actual goal. You know what I
Right.
mean? So like looking back on old music, I think it was bad, and I think Yeet said this in an interview. He was like
Hmm.
that when he looks back on his old music, he didn't like it, but at the time he liked it, and that's what kept him going. You know,
Right, right,
so that
exactly.
I kind of like relate to that a lot.
Right. And you had an interview with what's the name of this magazine? It starts with a V. But you had an interview with this magazine, and you said that the thing that was most that sort of pushed you the most was when you started making music less for other people and other
Mm.
people's opinions and more for what you like and the sound that resonates with you, you know. So when you think of your name and your brand, what sort of emotions, what sort of words do you want people to think of when they think of CMXG?
Yeah, so I think I would want people to just think of like unique. That's one of my main things. I just want to be different because being from a small town down here in Georgia, everything
Right, right.
like the classic Southern. I mean, I'm sure you can tell by the accent. I'm very
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I'm grown up Southern, so it's like nobody really here is done like or is at least on my style. There's a bunch
Right, right, right.
that's gone up in music here, but it's more on the countryside. You know what I mean?
Right, right, right.
So my main thing is I just wanted to be different on a whole nother vibe.
Right, right.
I want people to realize whenever they listen, I want them to feel like, okay, this is like nothing else that I've heard before in a way.
Excuse me.
Yeah.
And do you feel like coming from a small town that you're kind of making music for those people? Because me as well, like I come from the Bronx, and being in New York City, we're very easy like put
Mm,
off as like the backwater borough, essentially speaking. But when things come out of it, you also across the nation sort of make music for people that don't resonate with probably the traditional or status quo of their community or their small town. Like you said, countries, the prevailing music over there, but
mm,
you're making a lot of different melodies on blending a lot of different genres as well. So you're
right,
making music for other people as well. So that's cool.
right. Yeah, that's what I love to do.
That's nice. So getting it before we get into the end of the interview, I love to do a lightning round with my guests to sort of, pick your brain, and when
Mm.
people watch this interview, they get to know a little bit more about you. I don't know your dating life, but maybe some girl will watch it and they find a gift to get you,
Nothing right now. Nothing right now. Focus, but hey, maybe soon. Maybe soon.
Right, exactly. Hey, you gotta get the money up, right? Before you get your funny up.
Thanks.
All right, but it's just a couple questions just to get to know you a little bit better.
Okay.
All right. So first thing, what do you do to decenter yourself and relax when you're not working?
Um, really, just don't. As bad as it sounds, don't talk to no one, and just throw in the
Right,
ear,
right,
listen to like other people's craft, but
right, right, right.
like specific people. And so most of the time myself, I like to listen to my music all the time, and just listen to it on repeat, and just
Are you a
like
perfectionist? Do you kind of just listen to it and
yeah,
say, "Oh man, I should have
I
been a
go
bit
change.
tired there"? Yeah.
I mean, I'll go back and change a song 4 or 5 times, sometimes more than 10.
Right, right, right.
Whether that be like changing an ad lib or changing the chorus or remixing it or something.
Yeah, that's good. I mean, that's the stuff that, keeps people in the game the longest.
Hmm.
Definitely. And I was going to ask next question, what are your top 5 music influences or people you like to listen to?
I think the emo side came from Juice
Yeah,
because I
yeah,
started
yeah.
going into my freshman year of high school.
Right. R.I.P. to Juice. Right. Definitely.
Definitely. I definitely think that's where that comes from. And then it was really what got me into what made me start making music was listening to Maddox. I don't know if you know who that is,
Oh,
Maddox,
okay.
which is like a weird, nobody's ever said that before, but that's really what
Yeah.
like got into like making music because I saw him at a young age at like 14 or 13, however old he was when he blew up, and I was like, dang, like I could do that. So then I
Right.
started.
Exactly.
So him, and then more of like the rage stuff that I do and upbeat stuff. Just when I got put on to Yeet a couple,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I was like, dang, this is a whole nother genre. And
Right.
now
Exactly.
I like to just experiment.
Right, right, right. And honestly, I was going to say like I feel like the emotional melodic, and I wouldn't
Mm-hmm.
even say rap, but I mean it can be counted as hip hop, but even I think now it's kind of hard to put a category to the
Right.
music that's kind of coming out, because you would have like a pop song that have rap lyrics but then also might have a reggae feel, and maybe even have the screamo and rage feel to it, like Rico Nasty and Megan Thee Stallion sometimes. And then you have the emotional people like Trippy, Juice World, Uzi, right? Like all these different people that are coming together to make music, but also that gender blending of different types of music. Like it's different now. It's cool. It's
Right.
cool. So, what is your favorite dish from your hometown?
Did you say dish?
Yeah,
Like food wise?
yeah, yeah.
Let's see. So there's this local franchise, and they're also in Florida too, but they're called
Okay,
Zacadoo,
okay.
and it's like
It's called
fried
what?
chicken. Zacadoo's. It's a weird,
Zacadoo's. Okay.
but
When I go out there to Val, I gotta. All right, with Zacadoo's.
Zacadoo. It's good.
All
They
right.
have one now. There's one in Thomasville, Georgia, I believe. There's one in Tallahassee, Florida.
Okay, okay.
Yeah, and it's just kind of local in that area. But it's like fried chicken. They have wings. The best sweet tea that you'll
Oh,
ever
okay,
get.
okay.
Sweet tea.
I
If you
will
like
say,
sweet.
nah, I will say I need to take a trip out to Atlanta next week. So I mean not next week, next year. So
Yeah,
I might have to take a drive out to Val and guess you said Zacadoo's.
Zacadoo's.
All right,
It's
I'm
good.
gonna need you to spell that out for me, so when I put it on
Okay,
Google Maps, I know exactly where I'm going.
I got you.
All right. So what's been your favorite thing about traveling, for music or for your career?
Um, it- just getting out of like the small world here, because
Mm-hmm.
like you know, it, quote unquote, they call it Hollywood
Right,
here.
right,
That it's impossible, it's this and that, but it's like getting out of that mindset and away from like cornfields and just fields and stuff, and seeing mountains, like going to
right, right, right.
LA, even going to Atlanta and Georgia is just completely different from here. So it's like that, just breaking out of the small world and really seeing the whole world as it is itself.
Right, right, right. So do you prefer Atlanta or Georgia or California, LA?
um Views and like sightseeing, I'd say LA,
Okay,
but
okay.
as far as like expenses, Atlanta, I think, for sure.
All right. This is my last two. First, what is the most fun thing that's happened to you, or most fun that's happened to you since working on music professionally?
Um, Probably the feature that we have coming
Okay,
soon.
okay, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. Working
yeah,
with different like artists that you like, yeah.
yeah, definitely.
How does that work? Is it so like they reach out to you, or is it like you reach out to
Um,
them and then offer a feature, or?
yeah, that's where Dominic comes into play.
Oh,
See,
okay, okay.
when we started working, that goes back to getting more opportunities working through him and with him.
Right,
Um,
right.
so he definitely secured that, which I probably couldn't have got if I was just completely by
By
myself
yourself, right? Exactly.
years ago, definitely. But big props to him. For
Right. And it's a big thing to also feel like you like being ready for the moment of working with an artist that you like and of such a caliber of Don Corleone. Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah,
So
definitely.
last question, right? I've always loved to realize that someone watching these interviews may also be on some sort of journey, some sort of path, getting
Right.
to their aspiration as well. So coming from you, what are 3 lessons that you've learned on your journey thus far that you would like to impart to other people?
Um, I'd say go with your gut. Do whatever you want to do. Don't listen to nobody else because, I mean, in the end, it's all for really you and the good
Right, right.
for you. So I'd say just don't listen to anybody, anything negative. Just go for whatever you believe in.
Nice, nice. And that's a big testament, like you said, like taking that music of only doing what you want to do. I think what you said is you only make music for yourself, your family, and your friends,
Right,
essentially. So, and you don't need a million people to rock with you, just the people that you rock with to rock with you. That's tough.
right, right.
Nice, nice. But yo, thank you so much, CMXG,
Thank
for
you.
stepping by and
Definitely.
dropping the dope ad conversation. I'm not gonna lie.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, of course, of course. And I look forward to hearing your new music. Features coming on the way, music videos coming on the way. Can't wait to promote on the page as well. Anything you got to send our way, and we love to promote on our page. You know, man.
Okay, that sounds good. Thank you for
Of
having me.
course. Of course, of course. Thank you so much. You guys can check out this interview and future interviews at The DC Voice every Sunday at 7 p.m. Check it out on Instagram and check out CMXG on Spotify, Apple Music, SoundCloud, and hopefully a concert near you. I'm out of here.
See ya.
All
Thank
right.
you.